So are you a people pleaser and you change yourself around, like you mold yourself to fit in with the people around you, but you're kind of tired of having to do this and you want to find something more in yourself? In today's video, I'm going to go into a few things you can start looking at to be able to change out of this, but also still be liked and still be able to have a group of friends and community around you. So thank you for joining me. I'm AmyC with You Finding You. I'm an intuitive and transformational coach. And currently, if you check out in the dialog box below, I have a freebie you can snag up, and it's about redefining success. And what I mean by this is we're so used to looking outside of us for approval, for achievements, for success. And what I do in this little journal, in this little PDF, is that you actually start looking within and you start seeing what success means for you. And you can start shifting that now. You can start actually living a successful life now, not something that you have to achieve or attain. So again, do check that out. That's in the dialog box below. So I'm starting up a series right now of how we look outside of ourselves for approval, for acceptance, for being liked, for our worth. Like looking outside of ourselves to define all these things. And today, specifically, I want to go into how we look outside of ourselves and people please, or we shift and mold ourselves so that we're still liked, so that we're still getting this approval from others and being able to fit in with the group. And for myself, I didn't even realize that I was doing this, where I would get together with a group of people and I would suss out the mood, their emotions, how they were feeling, the little phrases or movements or gestures that they would make. And from all of this, I would then be like, oh, this is how everyone is. Let me fit into that. So it was all these little energetic things or little subtle movements that I would pick up on. And I thought, oh, this is cool. Like I'm empathetic, I'm connecting with others. But inside, I had this kind of feeling of I wasn't really being me, like it never really felt true or authentic in myself. And I even remember at one point I was sitting at work and I remember this overwhelming feeling coming over me of like, when they find out the real me, they're not going to like me. And it was just this feeling that I had in that, but it wasn't actually true, of course. But it was that feeling of, because I am molding myself to fit in all the time with people, I wasn't really being me. I wasn't being true or authentic, or it didn't feel that way to myself. Instead, I was like, oh, this is how they're feeling. Let me mold into agreeing with them, concurring with them, being empathetic with them. But was that really truly me? So the first step, the first thing to acknowledge before even seeing if that's truly you is acknowledging that you're doing this. Like noticing in yourself, are you picking up on what other people are doing? And maybe again, you're thinking, oh, I'm empathizing with them. That's great. But then do you notice if you mold and shift yourself to be what the group wants or needs? So really the first step is just acknowledging if you're doing this. Like seeing, am I shifting, molding myself to fit in with these people? And then the next thing to look at is why. Why are you molding yourself to fit in with the group? And do you want to? Like, do you want to fit in with this group? Like, is this your group of people? Do they actually like what you like and do what you do? Like, are you really connected with these people? So it's acknowledging and then starting to go, well, why am I doing this? And then the next thing to do is really find your likes, your loves, your passions, finding who you are. And that was something I didn't realize as well, is that I was always defining myself. In a way, it's like a backwards way of defining ourselves. Like I'm defining myself by what other people think, or I think they think about me, rather than defining myself by me. Like defining myself by my loves, by my passions, my joys. Like I keep using this phrase, no one else can tell me I love photography. Like I love photography, so no one else can tell me that. Like I enjoy going out, walking around town and photographing. But what I share with that is that you start to find your joys, what lights you up, your passions, and then you start vibrating this out to the world. Like these are my joys, these are my passions, this is who I really am, this is me. And you start attracting that back into you. And when I say attracting it in is you can start going, oh, I love photography. Let's go to some photography club, or let's go to events that I find on Meetup, or whatever it is. And you start doing these things and you're like, oh, I'm meeting other people that have these similar interests. Oh, and I really click with them, or I really get along with their thoughts and their ways. I can totally be myself around these people. It's like, yeah, you can, because you're finding your definition of who you are from inside of you, rather than trying to mold yourself into a group that, do you really fit in with that group? Is that really your group? Like, do you really want to be around those people? So it's starting to notice and define what your joys are from the inside, and then you start attracting that into you. And you could even attract it in by, like, you're walking down the street, maybe you're photographing something, in my case, and someone's like, oh, I love this, you know, and they start photographing. You start chatting, you're like, wow, we have similar interests. So it's something that you just start doing it and being it, and others are attracted to you. And you might even randomly start talking to someone that has a similar interest. So you're not going to suddenly not have a group of people unless you choose to create not having a group of people. What you can do is start finding your joys and your passions, what lights you up, and then that starts attracting it into your life, and you start actually having this community. And again, you don't have to shift and change who you are to be in it. So again, it's noticing if you're doing this. Are you trying to fit in and molding yourself to be what the group wants, the group needs? Noticing if you're doing that, asking yourself, why am I doing this? Like, do I really want to fit in with this group? And is this something that is a passion of mine? If it is, step into that being a passion of yours and enjoying it, loving it. And if it's not, why are you with that group? What is it that is about this group that you want to be with or in this community? If not, start finding those things that really light you up, the joys, the passions, the things that really fill you up. And as you step into doing those things, you'll notice that you will start attracting this group to you, people around you, and start doing those things and really be around others that are enjoying and having that same experience. And you can step into fully being yourself around. And what I will add is that being you, truly you, not putting on and molding yourself to what others want, but actually truly being this version of you that is loving what you are, who you are, authentically you, is so much more attractive and appealing and real. Like it's like magnetic. People want to be around that more than the person that is faking, adjusting, molding themselves to fit in, to be liked within a group. So knowing that you can be this real version of you, and that you are going to be so much more magnetic, that you're going to be so much more real. It's like, why wouldn't you want to be your real version and step into it and start loving your life, like truly loving, getting to be you? So thank you guys for joining me today. If you are enjoying getting value out of these videos, do hit that like, share, and subscribe. And thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.